what is it called? A horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day. Have you had that before? Yeah, a series of unfortunate events that just keep happening. Doesn't make us feel very good when rough things are happening to us all the time, right? You know, for some, it's not only about one bad day, it's a lot of bad days in a row. You know, I think there are a lot of people in our world, especially right now, who are dealing with a lot of no good, very bad things right here and right here. And the thing about that that's tricky, my friends, is that you can't always see when people are hurting. You know, if you break your arm, or you break a hand, or sprain an ankle, or have an owie on your knee, or whatever it might be, you can see it. But if people aren't feeling at their very best in here and in here, it's hard to notice that. So how do we help? How do we help ourselves to get to that next spot on the journey? And that, my friends, is through the Jewish value of hakarat hatov, gratitude. Now, who can tell me a really good definition of gratitude? Yeah, Autumn, what is it? Something you're grateful for. I love that. Anyone else have a good definition of gratitude? Yeah, Pete? No?
Deep thanks.
Deep thanks. I love that. Deep thanks. Chloe? No? So, yeah? Somebody else? No? Okay, that's all right. It's feeling grateful. It's giving thanks for what we have, because we recognize that often we are pretty lucky. My guess is most people in this room right now have felt lucky at some point in their lives, either to have somebody that they love with them, their friends, their family. They've gotten to do pretty cool, fun experiences. They get to be at the coolest temple ever, where it's cool to be Jewish, right? There's a lot to give thanks for. And so, I want to show you a piece of Hebrew. Now, this is a lot of Hebrew, but I want to focus for a second before I get into a little story about the very first word, modim. Everybody say, modim anachnu lach. Now, modim anachnu lach, anachnu means us or we, and then lach means to you. Modim comes from the same root that we say todah or todah rabbah, right? Does anybody know what todah rabbah means? Thank you very much, right? Thank you very much. So we are saying in our prayer daily, multiple times, we give thanks to you, God. We kick off our morning every morning by saying, Modeh ani lefanecha. I give thanks to you. That's the very first thing we say when our souls are returning to us. So again, what is the thing that can help get us past our terrible, no good, very bad day or days? Gratitude, giving thanks. Let's say it again. Modim anachnu lach. Say it. Modim. So there's a story. I want to leave the slide up. There is a story, and this is a true story, about a violinist, right? A violinist, very famous one. His name is Yitzhak Perlman. Anybody heard of Yitzhak Perlman? Incredible violinist. Now, Yitzhak Perlman was getting ready to play with an orchestra in the background. And so he is seated because he had some trouble walking, but he is seated and the conductor comes out and everybody gives a big round of applause. And what is the very first thing that happens? A violin has 4 strings, and the lowest string snapped. When you only got 4 strings, 3 might not be enough. If I were Yitzhak Perlman in that moment where it's my time to shine, I am going to start to maybe freak out a little bit. What do I do? Would you have just stopped everything, walked out, and is that what would have happened? When he started playing, it was close enough to the very beginning of the presentation that he could have very well just said, hold on a second, let me go get my backup. But he didn't do that. You know, he nodded to the conductor, right? And he said, play on. And he played with 3 strings. And you know what? No one noticed. And it was brilliant. How many of you in this room often feel like you're playing with 3 strings? Yeah, I know I'm feeling it, and after the last several weeks, I'm sure we're all feeling it. That's on top of the normal everyday stressors, right? The fact is, my friends, when Yitzhak Perlman was asked why did he continue on, he said, because I am more than grateful for the beauty that the remaining strings could offer. Isn't that interesting? You know what that is? Modim anachnu lach. Say it. Modim. So the next time we're dealing with something that's really challenging, when sometimes we may not feel like we're going to get to the next moment, or we're going to get out of it, or maybe our friends aren't listening to us in the way that we should, or we're not feeling so good about ourselves, or, we don't do so good on a test. Have we been there before? Yeah. What do? We try harder. We do the best we can. We study. If you strike out in a baseball game, what do? You get back right up there and you swing again. Yes, the word modim, modeh, todah means gratitude and thanks. But it also means hope. So when things aren't going your way, when you're having that terrible, no good, very bad day, when you are playing with 3 strings, just keep in mind that having gratitude, being grateful and thankful for all that you have and all that's going to come, and the experiences that you've had to get there will make you stronger, make you wiser, and probably make you feel even more grateful the next time around. Let's say it again. What are we going to say? Modim anachnu lach. One more time. Modim anach. I expect to hear that out of us many, many times, especially when things aren't going completely your way. Shabbat shalom.